Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points.
In this video, I will be speaking about USDCHF. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders to the COT data. So essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing on this pair and how they're shifting their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss.
If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality free trading education. So without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts.
Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that the market has just tested exactly the previous monthly low and has already started rejecting it to the upside quite aggressively. In fact, what we know is that from here, all this previous rejection to the upside was created. The market then went and tested the same zone and is now rejecting it to the upside. Now, in a situation like this, what you would expect is for the rejection to continue until the market reaches the first level of resistance. Now, in this specific case, the first level of resistance would be this zone here, which is exactly the previous high. So the level from which all this previous move to the downside was created. So in a situation like this, there is some room for a bit more bullish price action and for the market to go and test this area. So on the monthly, there is the possibility to see a bit more bullish price action being created. Now, if we drop down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Now, from a weekly perspective, the situation is quite clear as well. We can notice how the market has been creating here higher highs and higher lows from a weekly standpoint, establishing a textbook uptrend. In fact, when you have an uptrend, you do expect the creation of new higher highs and higher lows. So the next logical step, since the market already has created three higher highs, we can see the first one here, the second one here, and the third one here. And we have already seen the creation of two higher lows, so the first one here and the second one here. The next logical step would be the creation of yet another higher low, and then for the market to continue higher. So in a situation like this, there is a possibility to see some short-term bearish price action and then a longer-term bullish continuation for the market to really go and test that monthly resistance zone that we have just identified and that we have noticed how the market still has a bit of room for that short-term move higher into the resistance zone. Dropping down on the daily time frame, what do we see? Now, from a daily perspective, I did speak about USDCHF quite a few times in the past. I spoke about it when the market was here. I explained all the reasons for which we could expect this push higher. Then after this impulse and correction from here, I explained all the reasons for which we could expect a continuation. Again, after this impulse, I explained all the reasons for which we could expect first the correction to this zone and then the creation of a higher high. And after the market created this M pattern, I explained all the reasons for which we could expect a push higher, which again is exactly what the market gave us. And by the way, I will link in description all these previous analysis so you can go and check them out for more free education. But at the moment, what kind of structure we have and where could we expect to see more institutional longing? Now, first of all, why am I saying more institutional longing? Because if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing, and we check the data precisely for the CHF, we can notice how with the last reports, net positions have been decreasing quite aggressively. And we have to keep in mind that if net positions are getting decreased, it means that institutions are longing USDCHF. Why is that? Because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. So the CHF is traded against the USD. So if we're seeing that net positions get decreased on CHF USD, it means that on USD CHF, they are actually getting increased. So in order to long USD CHF, institutions need to short CHF USD. So a decrease in net positions means that the CHF is getting weaker, so USDCHF is getting stronger. And in fact, we can see how shorts got increased massively from 11.8K all the way up to 43.5K. So a huge increase, essentially increased of 4 times. Now, keeping in mind that institutions are longing USDCHF by shorting the CHF, let's move back to the technical aspect of the market from a daily perspective and see what kind of structure we currently have. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find here on the screen and also in the description, so you never miss new updates. Now, back to the analysis. As I was saying, from a daily perspective, at the moment, we have a market which is about to test a quite strong zone of previous daily resistance from which all these moves to the downside were created, which is now turned support here. Now, as the market is testing this previous resistance turned support from a technical and actually horizontal structure perspective, it is also creating a pattern, which is an impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the upside. And in general, when you have an impulse and you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. And if we do that, we can see how we have the 50%, 0.618 and 0.786 Fibonacci retracements all lining up exactly inside of this area that we could expect to act as a zone inside of which institutions would be adding even more longs for USDCHF, further increasing the probabilities of a potential push higher away from this area. So if we will see a correction to this zone, what would I expect in a situation like this? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to an intraday bullish market, at that point, I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see a potential push higher away from this area, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked both in description and on the main page of my YouTube channel. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to the most complete, all-inclusive mentorship program that I have created for you. As soon as you open the website, you will see this video breaking down everything included in the mentorship program. And in the program, you have the possibility to gain access to all my courses and also to the software, so the COT data software, which is exactly the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software with Telegram signals integration, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring directly with me, so you will have my personal contact. And if you continue to scroll down on the website, you will see that directly from the website, you will have the possibility to register and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the registration process. So at least I suggest that you go and check it out right now. The link is both in description and in the main page of my YouTube channel, and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, if you have any suggestions on any topics or pairs that you would like me to cover in the next videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.